and welcome to our live programme for Open Night 2013.
On the programme tonight, we will be interviewing teachers, pupils and parents, as well as showing you some video clips.
We will also be talking to our team who are over in Pennsylvania, taking part in the Martin Luther King celebrations. This opportunity comes about with our partnership with Messiah College. We will have them on live shortly.
We have some reporters in the school foyer who will be running interviews throughout the evening.
Hello up there in the foyer. Who am I speaking to? Is it busy up there?
What are you going to be doing tonight in the foyer?
Can you give us a rough idea of what teachers you'll be interviewing?
Our school has a connection with the Oh Yeah Music Centre in Belfast, where we have streamed out gigs and made promotional films. Here's the film we shot for them in November.
Yes, you are ready for war.
What do you think of the House to House competition?
I think it's a great initiative. It's bringing young aspiring DJs from all over the UK and Ireland together and providing them with an opportunity to not only DJ in a professional environment, but also the opportunity to win a great competition that allows them to DJ alongside an A-list DJ. So it's a great thing.
Manipulation of creation as a humble occupation for the West, nonetheless. Former with his flock, don't stress. While the man at the top of the slump, don't rest. Yes, we hopeless.
Who's in the alleys getting high off glue? Worn second-hand shoes. I got a responsibility to carry on, but that's nothing new. It's ironic when the weather's good, the sky's blue. It's ironic that I notice, still I don't know what to do.
What we're doing today is we're playing 4 classic tracks, all from Northern Ireland. So we're playing Alternative Ulster, we're playing Teenage Kicks, we're playing Burn Out Girl, and we're playing Snow Patrol's Run. And we're just playing little snippets of the songs, and then we're inviting people to either play the songs or sing along with the songs. So it's quite exciting, and it's fabulous hearing all these people together, some of them who haven't played before, and we just found out earlier on that Emer over here who's playing bass is actually left-handed and is playing the bass right-handedly. Now, how cool is that? So, there you go.
Thank you.
Is it's all brand a band, so our little section is putting a music video to the ringtone that the band has come up with. What we're trying to do is get participants thinking about strong, simple images that they can create in 20 minutes to brand their band, so people will remember, oh, there's that image that goes with that song. And that's basically all we're doing in 20 minutes today. So it's all been good fun. Bring your magazine down. What the? And you're like, what? Really big eyes, like Lola, like.
I think the turnout says a lot for the course itself, in that so many young people have made the effort to actually come down, so many young people are interested in it, and I think it would be fair to say that it actually is getting bigger and better every single year, which is fantastic. I think that it's been well worthwhile, and I think that a lot of people have learnt a lot throughout today, not just obviously with the radio broadcasting, but in all of the other workshops that have been provided, which, having glanced at them, are also excellent.
We are now going live to our team in Pennsylvania to ask them what's been going on.
Hello everyone, how are you?
Hi.
Hi. Hi.
So, we know you left on Saturday for America, so what have you been doing since then?
We've been going to a lot of different places, some of which include on Monday we went to Martin Luther King Day in John Harris School, which is really interesting to find out about how Martin Luther King changed society in America and how big of an influence he had. On Tuesday we stayed around Messiah interviewing some different people, and on Wednesday, yesterday, we went to Washington, which was really interesting to see all the different monuments and the different museums, and it was really, really cold.
Serena, can you tell us about the opening ceremony for the Martin Luther King celebrations?
Yeah, the opening ceremony was really good. We heard a fireman talking, and there was a group of people who were doing acting, pretending that they were Martin Luther King and taking the places of people from the civil rights movement, and they told us about their situations and how things would have been. And then they give people awards for their dedication towards the civil rights movement, so we got to see a lot of people and hear a lot of new things.
Amy, what kind of people have you been interviewing this week?
We've been interviewing a lot of different people, some of which would include, we interviewed a girl called Kirsten Olin and her son. She was one of those people who won the Keeper of the Dream Award at the Martin Luther King Day, and she told us how her father was the first black person to be on the CBS News and how that really affected her community. We've interviewed some students about their different projects, about what service projects they were doing around their community. Some people were picking up trash, some people were making dream clouds and sending cards to some children in hospital and some firemen. And today we're hoping to interview some of the students who are going to Northern Ireland in March to meet you all, so we're going to interview them.
It sounds like you've been doing a lot. But Josh, is there anything you're looking forward to in particular that still has to come?
We are going to an Amish village tomorrow to see how they live their life and how it's different to how we live ours, and to see how their culture is different than ours as well. So to see if we can learn anything new from their culture that can fit into our culture as well.
Josh, can you tell us anything about the Amish people? Something like how they live, or is this something that you want to find out?
Well, I know that the Amish people don't believe as much as we do in technology, and would make everything themselves from scratch. They would cook themselves, they would farm themselves, they would do everything themselves without going to our modern day shops and buying things, and they're very self-sufficient.
Serena, did you ever think you would be doing something like this when you first came to Lurgan Junior High School?
No, honestly, I never would have thought I would be on the team coming here. I always knew that I would really love to come, and it was something I'd look forward to doing. But I don't really think that it was something that I believed that myself would get to do, because I didn't believe really that I had the skill to be able to do it. But Lurgan Junior High, I think, definitely helped develop my skills, and I guess I got here now.
Amy, has anything you've seen this week stood out for you really and changed how you look and like your life here?
Yeah, definitely there has been a lot of things. But one in particular today, we went to the church and we seen this man who's called Reverend Kyles, and he was one of the 3 preachers who was with Martin Luther King when he got assassinated, and he's the only one who's left alive today. And he gave a really powerful and emotive speech today about Martin Luther King and about how we should be dreamers. And one thing that really stood out to me was that you can kill the dreamer, but you can never kill the dream. So that was a quote that really inspired me, and I thought it was a really, really good talk today.
Okay, Serena, you're now live in the Assembly Hall. Almost
live.
Good evening, everyone.
Would you just be able to hold on a wee couple of seconds and then we'll introduce you?
Yeah, sure.
Well, just while we're waiting, what's your favourite thing about America?
I think that the people in America are really friendly. You walk past the street and they'll smile and say how are you, and they'll talk to you. They're really friendly people.
That's great. There's just a bit of a delay.
So Amy, what's your favourite thing, would you say?
I really enjoyed seeing the different cultures and how we have a whole ocean between our countries, but yet we're also similar. Here we have the Catholics and Protestants, and here in America, we have the blacks and whites, and it's very similar in the way people view different religions, and it's just really interesting to see that. And the shopping's really good as well.
Serena, are you nearly ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're sorry about the delay, we're almost ready.
Serena, you're now live with the Assembly Hall.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Serena Hamilton, and I am currently head girl here at Lurgan Junior High School. I'm sorry that I cannot be with you tonight, as I am in Harrisburg in Pennsylvania, staying with the Messiah College. Lurgan Junior High has had an ongoing connection with Messiah. Each year, a team of American students come to junior high to spend time with the pupils, get to know them, and have fun. This year, I have had the privilege of being on the second team of media students from Lurgan who have travelled to America to be involved in the Martin Luther King Day of Service. Coming to America is just one of the many opportunities that I have had, such as participating on the hockey team, netball team, and athletics team, as well as being a house captain. Most recently, I have been given a greater role as an ambassador for the school through being head girl. There are lots of opportunities that our school can offer, such as sports clubs, media, scripture union, art, music, and environmental club. There really is something to suit everyone. I love the junior high as the teachers treat everybody equally and give each student equal opportunities, not based on academic achievements or other criteria. Your first step to giving your child these opportunities is to enroll them to Lurgan Junior High. When coming to this school, it is extremely important that you support your child and help them to get involved in extracurricular activities. If you don't put yourself out there, you won't get as many experiences out of something. I make the most of every opportunity that I get. I love to meet new people and do new things. By getting involved, I can make the most of my time here at Lurgan Junior High School. I really hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you very much for listening to me, and now I will hand you over to our head boy, Johnny Hunter.
Back live with the studio.
So Sarah, I noticed on your badges that you have a hockey badge there. So could you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, I think they'll have to wait because we actually have someone to interview up in the foyer.
Right. So I'm here today with Miss Walker, and she's going to be saying a bit about RE. So tell me a bit about the lessons and what do they include?
Well, the lessons include a number of things. We study a lot of different things right throughout the 3 years here at Lurgan Junior High School. So for example, year 8 we might study a wee bit about world religions, and we focus on Christianity because we have Christian ethos in this school. So we study things like the Bible and Moses and Abraham and all of that in first year. And then second year you might look more at Jesus' actual works, so things like miracles and parables. And then third year maybe things like Jesus' last days, crucifixion, all that sort of thing.
So, do you think people find this interesting, and what helps motivate them?
What helps motivate them? Well, I think group activities and doing things that actually really, really enjoy helps motivate them most.
Well, what skills do you think RE gives to people?
Well, because of the diversity of the subject itself, I think it gives a range of subjects or a range of skills. So things like ICT skills, drama skills, debating skills. Just before Christmas we were actually looking at miracles. Do miracles actually still exist today? Other things like drama, which we'll actually be seeing a little bit more of, and even raps. So actually what we've been looking at so far in RE with Year 8s is identity, and we've got natural identity rap here with some Year 8s of our own.
So I saw some pupils and they're going to come in and do some rapping for us.
My name is David Cameron. I love the people and the people love me so much they give me the Prime Minister's C. My name is Buzz Lightyear. I love the Rangers and the Rangers love me because I saved the galaxy. I'm not afraid to take a stand, and be myself, cause we're all different. My name is Selena Gomez. My name is Selena Gomez. Better than Jennifer Lopez. Justin Bieber is my man, and he thinks I need a tan, and that is all from me. Word. My name is Cristiano Ronaldo. I'm the best player in the world. Messi is a little girl with all his little twirls. I was here before him. I'm the king. Back off. I'm not afraid to take a stand, and be myself, cause we're all different. My name is Katy Perry. Sometimes I'm hot, sometimes I'm cold. No matter what, I'm always bold. We're all different, no matter what. It doesn't matter, so what? No matter who you are, gotta smear the soul. So cheer up everybody and stand up tall. Cause we are beautiful, no matter what they say. Words can bring me down. No. So don't you bring me down today.
That was really good. Back to you in the studio, Sarah.
So Sarah, could you tell us a little bit about hockey and what you do and what it involves?
Well, I go to hockey practice from on a Monday and a Thursday, and I'm also part of the 14A hockey team along with you.
Yeah, and on a normal hockey day training session, what would you do?
Well, if it's raining outside, we normally go into the hall and do circuits and then improve our fitness and get our stamina up. But if it's a good day outside, we'd usually go out to the hockey pitch and we'd just play a bit of hockey and work on our skills.
And whenever you play matches, Sarah, would you play just local schools or would you play schools from further afield?
Well, we actually just played a match in Coleraine and got through to the quarterfinals for the Northern Ireland Cup for schools. So we'd play all around Northern Ireland, not just the ones down here.
And Sarah, how did your hockey match against Coleraine go?
Well, we played a pretty good match and the team played really, really well and we won 3-1.
And I believe you scored one of the winning goals.
Oh, well, just at the end, our own head girl, Serena Hamilton, was running down the wing and she crossed it into me and I tried to shoot and I scored. So
very good. So we're now going to go back to America. Hello, Serena. We know you have been interviewing people for the Martin Luther King opening service, but what exactly was your purpose for going over to Pennsylvania?
Our purpose for going over to Pennsylvania was, like you said, the Martin Luther King Day of Service. Last year, the head girl and head boy, as well as some others, came over and filmed and made documentaries about it. Personally, I think that coming here is going to be more of a personal opinions on coming home. It will really change my aspect of what I think and how I think about others.
Okay, and Amy, will you take anything that you've learnt back to Northern Ireland?
Oh yes, there's so many things I think everyone who has been on this trip will take away. I think that I personally will take away and take home with me that everyone is equal, no matter what skin colour or race or no matter what you are. Everyone is equal and everyone has the rights. Everyone is a human being and that everyone's equal.
I believe we have Mrs. Moorhead in the room with you.
Yes, we do.
Hello, Mrs. Moorhead.
Hello, how are you?
I'm all right. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you.
Good. Would you be able to tell us a little bit about the partnership you have with Messiah College and Lurgan Junior High School?
Yes, every year in March, Chad Fry, who runs the Agape Centre for Service Learning at Messiah College, he brings a team of students from Messiah to Lurgan, to the junior high, and we host them for the week, and they come as a service learning trip. So they're coming partly to learn about the culture in Northern Ireland and see what they can bring back and learn about us and take back home, but also they're coming as service to see how they can help us in the school and be of service to us. So that partnership is ongoing every March, and also Chad is now beginning this year in May, he's going to be teaching a cross-cultural class. So he's bringing a further 10 students from Messiah College to actually take a cross-cultural class about Northern Ireland, and he will teach that in Lurgan for 3 weeks. And also, as Serena already said, this is the second year that we have had a team from our studio at school come over for the Martin Luther King celebrations and take part with them. We're part of a project called Stories of Service, and that involves students. It's kind of based on the BBC School Report idea that our school takes part in every year, and from it has inspired the people over here in the Harrisburg School District to be involved in similar kind of projects over here where they're telling stories through media. And one of the things that they do is they document what happens on Martin Luther King Day, and we were part of that project both last year and this year, and we're hoping that will be an ongoing partnership as well.
That's great. I'm sorry if there's much noise. There's a lot of people in the school.
That's okay.
And also, Mrs. Moorhead, how many times have you actually visited America, and do you learn something new every time?
Absolutely, yeah. This is my second year at Messiah College. I came here this time last year and I came home absolutely changed. I think it really changed my perspective on community service at home. It changed my perspective even within my teaching, where it made me more aware of how everyone, as Amy said earlier, how everyone really does have equal rights and should not be treated any differently, regardless of who they are, where they come from or what background they have. And it also made me want to get more involved in service learning in my community, which I've done outside the school as well as within the school. And this year again, I mean, we've heard speakers who have marched with Martin Luther King on civil rights issues. We have heard their stories, and it's the kind of thing that we read about in books or we see on TV, but to actually sit in the same room with someone who has been there and hear their stories, it makes it all the more real. And I actually was speaking to a lady on Monday who she had been a teacher here in Harrisburg for 41 years. She had grown up in the South, in America, in the southern states, where segregation was still happening when she was a child, and she had to drink at different water fountains or go to different counters to order her food because she wasn't white and she wasn't allowed to go to the same places. And she grew up through that, and to hear her tell her story and realise that actually happened to people, and then translating that to what goes on back home, I think it definitely has a big impact on me.
That's great. It must be such an experience. Well, Thank you very much for speaking to us, and I hope you have a great trip.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good to hear you all.
Thanks. So, Amy, did you know we had a very special visitor in our school last year?
Yes, I do, Sarah. It was Barney Harwood from Blue Peter.
That's right. And did you know that he featured Lurgan Junior High School in his very own Blue Peter show?
Yeah, that's right, Sarah. Our school featured in Blue Peter's special Amazing Schools.
Okay, we'd like to watch the clip.
The last incredible school on our list is in County Armagh, Northern Ireland, and it's a school that I would have absolutely loved to go to. Hi, you're watching Blue Peter, and today's production is brought to you by these guys. Yep, you've guessed it, these lucky pupils have a fully functioning TV studio at their school. But it's not just for fun. They broadcast their very own show to the school and on the web. Now this is where I feel at home, because this is the presenter's chair. Hello, presenters.
Hello.
Let's talk. So, you have a TV studio in your school?
Yep, this is it. This is where all the action happens.
Okay, now the backdrop, of course, this is a bit of technical wizardry, isn't it, known as a blue screen? So you can project any image you like on the back of that screen, and you can be sat in this chair.
Anything you have, snow, anything you want.
I'm going to leave you to it, because I'm aware you've got very little time, so I'll shoot and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Bye.
So, the clip comes in after that?
Yeah.
So the presenters do the talking during the show, but just like any other TV production, there's lots going on behind the scenes too. Peter, you're the director, and this is your control centre. Tell us about it.
Well, we have people doing the auto cue there, which shows what the presenters see in their script, and then we have my desk, which can bring in video from across the world.
So you can stream video as part of your show, you can have video calls. Amazing.
And then we have the sound desk as well. But Barney, if you don't mind, I've got quite a bit of work to do, so...
Sure, yeah, absolutely, yes, you're the boss.
Going live in 3, 2, 1, action.
Even celebrities and politicians have appeared on this school's TV channel. They can do a live broadcast to the whole school. And on today's show, they've got a very special guest.
Right, Barney, we're ready for you.
Okay, it's me.
Hello, everyone. I'm joined with a very special guest today. We have Blue Peter's own Barney. If you had to pick one highlight from Blue Peter, what would it be?
Living in a cave, and I had to survive. That was an amazing challenge. Can I stay here, please? I love this.
That's all we've got time for. Join us next time.
Can I get in this shot?
Bye.
Bye. That was so much fun. Another day in studio. This time it was in a school studio. You want one, don't you?
So there you have it, whether it's training up firefighters, feeding the homeless, or even running a TV station.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say there are some amazing schools across the UK.
Oh, look at this one.
It's Megan. And now we're going down to the foyer to hear Megan with her interview. Hi, I'm here with Miss McDermott. He is one of the maths teachers in our school. So, Miss McDermott, why do you think maths is such an important subject?
Well, maths is something that is used in everyday life. Everybody uses maths. Maybe you don't realise it, but let's say you go shopping and you want to buy a number of things. You've got a certain amount of money. Well, you need to be able to roughly estimate how much those items cost so that you don't spend more than you actually have. As well as that, maths is used for things like, let's say you go to a restaurant in a big group and you have to divide the bill, well then you have to work out how much each person has to pay. So it's a really practical subject that you're actually using every day. As well as that, whenever you're a wee bit older and you've got a job and you're earning some money, you have to be able to manage that money so that you don't go into debt and things like that. So we teach that also in maths, about how to manage your money and how to manage your income. That's in third year. So it's a very practical subject. But also it's really important because every job really that you would be interested in doing in the future requires you to have maths. And if you would like to go to the top maths quarter, we have lots of posters up there showing you the different jobs that use maths. Some really exciting jobs like animation that you maybe wouldn't understand uses maths, but actually they are using maths. So it's used a lot in real life and it's needed for jobs.
What do you do to support people who find maths difficult?
Well, there's a number of things we're doing to support pupils who find maths difficult. Sometimes we have team teaching, which is there's 2 teachers in the room, and that means there's more of us to go around and help. So if you're struggling, then we can obviously, there will be an extra teacher there to help you with your problem and break it down for you. We'll try and explain things in different ways. So if one method isn't working for you, we'll try and give you another explanation that you might understand. We also use fun interactive resources at times to try and stimulate people's interests. So some people maybe don't find maths or find it difficult because they think it's boring, so we try to make it a little bit more exciting for them. But all the maths teachers here are always available for anybody who needs help. They just have to come and ask, and we're more than happy to help as well.
How do you motivate people to enjoy maths?
Well, there's a number of things. Maths can be quite competitive, so we like to encourage our pupils to compete with each other. We do little competitions in class sometimes, or even in tests. We like them to try and push themselves to do better. We would use an interactive whiteboard with different games and try and make our lessons as interesting as possible. Also, we try and keep it real. So sometimes if we're explaining something, we'll use an example of something that people understand. For example, we might talk about money, because everybody has to deal with money, so we're trying to bring it down to a real level, so it's not just something pie in the sky, but it's something that everybody understands and everybody's using in real life.
Thank you. Back to you in the studio, Rachel.
Thank you, Megan. I'm now here with two P6 Kings Park pupils who are looking forward themselves to going to this school. Tirsa and Brooke. Tirsa, what is your favourite department that you've visited so far in the school?
My favourite department I've been to so far is the science.
Any reason why?
Because it has lots of cool experiments.
And what about you, Brooke? What would your favourite be?
My favourite would be the music, because it had a place where you got to see someone singing.
Oh. And what are you looking forward to in this school?
I'm looking forward to do art.
You like art, yeah? I'm sure you've heard about the many after-school activities within our school. Is there any in particular you're looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to doing netball and drama, so I like sports and acting.
Thank you. Thank you, Tirsa. Thank you, Brooke. Okay. Now we're going to watch another video.
Hi, my name's Megan, and this is my school. School starts at 9:10, but for some people it starts a bit earlier.
Dark, evil eyes, and a flat, wet nose, and a huge pear.
The mornings in Mrs. Moorhead's room are very busy. Students can come here to get help with a wide variety of subjects, such as English, maths, spelling, and grammar. Melissa, tell us about it.
Coming down here in the mornings really helps me because I've got dyslexia, and it really helps me with the schoolwork.
That's not all they do though. Scott.
Thank you. Well, people such as myself come down here for things like self-esteem issues, social skills, and generally, if you get stressed out or anything in class, you come down here for time out.
In our school, the class sizes are small. This means the teacher can spend individual time with the pupils.
Thank you, Megan.
You're welcome. Miss Osborne doesn't even teach me, and she knows my name. The staff in this school are very easy to get along with, and pupils find it easy to talk to them. In fact, my friend Judy has a very interesting story about when she first started this school.
I found it very difficult to settle in when I started this school, but the teachers were easy to talk to and very supportive. The school allows pupils to be individuals. I am who I am, not who everyone wants me to be.
Mrs. Carr looks after pupils with English as an additional language. So, Mrs. Carr, tell us about your role in school.
Well, I'm called the EAL coordinator, and that means English as an additional language. So all the pupils who come into school and don't have English as their first language, they come to me, and then we actually have a trained member of staff, so that if a pupil needs any extra support, we're able to give it to them to help them fit into school life here in Lurgan Junior High.
In the school council, aren't you? Yeah. What's it really all about? Well, we aim to give the pupils a voice. Who's all in the school council? There's representatives from each band in each year group. Do you think the school council really makes a difference to our school? Yes, it does, as my friends can tell me their issues and then I can report them back to the council and get them solved. Would you not like to try out for the school council? Yeah, I would, but I was in the school council in my primary school. Oh, what primary school did you go to? Kings Park Primary School. Isn't it great that we have a school nurse? Yeah, it's great. We can talk to her about all our worries. Yeah, and if they're even more serious, she can refer us to the counsellor. As I'm sure you know, our school has its own TV studio. Even Barney from Blue Peter's talking about it.
The last incredible school on our list is in County Armagh, Northern Ireland, and it's a school that I would have absolutely loved to go to. Hi, you're watching Blue Peter, and today's production is brought to you by these guys. Yep, you've guessed it, these lucky pupils have a fully functioning TV studio at their school. But it's not just for fun. They broadcast their very own show to the school and on the web.
If you're interested in becoming a reporter, a cameraman or a soundman, the studio offers after-school classes to anyone who's interested. I go to after-school football.
I go to guitar club.
I do presenting and reporting. In the summer term, I'm going to try and join the school cricket team.
I'm on the school swimming team. After school, I go to drama.
I go to hockey after school. After school, I go to netball.
I'm a member of the art club. I'm a member of the rugby club.
These are just some of the after-school activities. There are many more to be involved in. As you can see, we have excellent sports facilities and we're very well known for our successful sports teams. We encourage creativity. Here are some examples of people's work.
Now we're going to talk to the grave robber to find out more in the story. Officer, bring him in.
I was only trying to get some money by selling her ring. I dug up the grave and tried to pull it off, but it wouldn't move.
Oh, nice one. Oh. Marjorie, we thought you were dead. Tell us your story.
In Lurgan Junior High, our pupils achieve high academic standards, with 50% of our pupils going to Lurgan College. Many of our pupils who go to the senior high also go to university, but others may choose an alternative career paths. Actually, David Harrison from 5 years ago just got a place at Oxford.
Oh wait, Megan.
Yeah?
What about the London trip, the connection to the American University, the skiing trip and the school plays?
I guess you'll just have to find out for yourself. And now we're back up to the foyer with Rebecca, who is interviewing an English teacher, Mrs. Walker. How has English changed since the mum and dads were at school?
Oh, English is very different now since mums and dads were at school. Gone are the days of sitting in class and reading long passages and completing 10 questions on a comprehension. It just doesn't happen like that anymore. So English is much more active now, lots of discussion, presentation, working in groups, and really working on all those skills that prepare you to go out for jobs in the real world.
And what kind of topics do you cover at Lurgan Junior High?
Well, in year 8, when pupils arrive, we start with a little introduction and look at different types of writing and genre. We look at poetry, we look at drama scripts, and we have lots of fun with that and writing our own drama scripts. And then year 9, we work through units such as print media, where we're looking at newspapers and advertising, multimodal text. And then by year 10, it's much more advanced, and really we're preparing everybody for GCSE and that big move as well. So a big range of units, really.
Definitely. What else goes on in the English department?
Oh, lots of things go on in the English department, probably too many to mention, but we have theatre groups who come and visit, particularly for Shakespeare. We have author visits. Obviously, we make a lot of use of the library, and you'll be hearing about that as well with Mrs. Mealy later on. We have Book Week, we have a book fair, we have Reading Day, we have so much. I suppose if one thing I was going to pick out, we take part in BBC School Report, and we obviously work alongside the studio with that, and that involves us going out into the community and looking at stories, working with the studio, bringing those online, and we've had lots of success in having our reports placed online, and we've had lots of publicity from that. Really big successes in the last few years, and such good experience for young reporters like yourselves going on. So that's one thing that's a real highlight of the year in year 9.
Well, it sounds lots of fun. Thank you for taking time out of your
Not
busy
at all.
schedule
I hope
to talk to
everybody
me.
enjoys their evening.
Back over to the studio.
And now we're going to watch another Blue Peter video.
The last incredible school on our list is in County Armagh, Northern Ireland, and it's a school that I would have absolutely loved to go to. Hi, you're watching Blue Peter, and today's production is brought to you by these guys. Yep, you've guessed it, these lucky pupils have a fully functioning TV studio at their school. But it's not just for fun. They broadcast their very own show to the school and on the web.
Now this is where I feel at home, because this is the presenter's chair. Hello, presenters.
Hello.
Let's talk. So, you have a TV studio in your school?
Yep, this is it. This is where all the action happens.
Okay, now the backdrop, of course, this is a bit of technical wizardry, isn't it, known as a blue screen?
Mhm.
So you can project any image you like on the back of that screen, and you can be sat in this chair.
Anything you have, snow, anything you want.
I'm going to leave you to it, because I'm aware you've got very little time, so I'll shoot and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Bye. So, the clip comes in after that. Yeah.
So the presenters do the talking during the show, but just like any other TV production, there's lots going on behind the scenes too.
Peter, you're the director, and this is your control centre. Tell us about it.
Well, we'll have people doing the auto cue there, which shows what the presenters say in their script, and then we have my desk, which can bring in video from across the world.
So you can stream video as part of your show. You can have video calls. And amazing.
And then we have the sound desk as well. But Barney, if you don't mind, I've got quite a bit of work to do, so...
Sure, yeah, absolutely, yes, you're the boss.
Going live in 3, 2, 1, action.
Even celebrities and politicians have appeared on this school's TV channel. They can do a live broadcast to the whole school. And on today's show, they've got a very special guest.
Right, Barney, we're ready for you.
Okay, it's me.
Hello, everyone. I'm joined with a very special guest today. We have Blue Peter's own Barney. If you had to pick one highlight from Blue Peter, what would it be?
Living in a cave. And I had to survive. That was an amazing challenge. Can I stay here, please? I love this.
That's all we've got time for. Join us next time.
Can I get in the shot?
Bye.
Bye. That was so much fun. Another day in studio. This time it was in a school studio. You want one, don't you?
So there you have it, whether it's training up firefighters, feeding the homeless, or even running a TV station.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say there are some amazing schools across the UK.
Oh, look at this one.
Hello, I'm now joined by Ben and Luke. So Ben, what sort of activities do you have at your school?
Well, I just stay with the one teacher, and I have art, maths, English, and that's it really.
And what would be your favourite department that you've visited so far?
I don't really have one.
No. What about you? No?
Well, I have science.
Science? There's lots of good experiments there, isn't there? Yeah. So, do you have any after-school clubs at your school that you go to?
Football, rugby. Well, there's actually on, but I don't go there.
There's plenty to go to if you come here. Is there anything you're looking forward to in our school?
Yeah, technology.
Technology. And any after-school activities?
Football.
Football, yeah. Well, and what have you most enjoyed tonight so far?
Well, going around the apartment.
Okay. Okay. And now to the foyer with Bethan.
I'm here with Mr. Poots from Technology and Design. Mr. Poots, could you tell us about TD department in Larkin Junior High School?
Well, in the technology department we have 3 teachers, myself and my 2 colleagues, Mr. Irvine and Mr. Black. I teach technology and design full-time. My colleagues would teach other subjects like LLW and citizenship, and also PD, personal development. We have 3 rooms in the technology department, 2 manufacturing and a systems room. And we have Mr. Cousins, who's our technician, who's a part-time technician, who's invaluable to the running of the technology department. He's only part-time at the minute. I would like to have him full-time, but, well, that's a work in progress.
Could you explain how the classes and timetable are organised in technology?
All classes in first and second year have 3 periods of technology and design. That's 3 half-hour periods, 1.5 hours per week. Usually in one unit. It's not usually split over 2 days. Usually in one unit. Third years is slightly different. The A and B band have 2 periods a week, but this past year that has been split into a 3 and a 1 to tie in with home economics. And it's a bit of an experiment this year, but seems to be working very well. The other change this year is classes have become a wee bit bigger, about 24 in the A and B classes, which was too big for technology and design. So what Mr. Mackey has done, he took 3 classes and split them into 4, which means we have a group of 18 in technology and design each day, which is a very nice and convenient number to work with.
Could you give us an outline of the type of work that pupils do during class in TD?
Well, it might be a bit helpful if I focused on what the first years do. When they arrive in September, we spend some time going over a module on safety, obviously to introduce them to machines and various safe practices. And as soon as possible, we launch into the first project, which is a wee Perspex dish or bowl, which teaches them how to use all the different machines and how to mould plastics, and they really enjoy that. It's something that can be made quite quickly. But the main project for the first term is a Christmas decoration, which is either a Christmas tree, which I normally do, or my colleagues would focus on a snowman. That involves building a circuit, precision drilling, fitting LEDs to make this final completed project. They love that. They love doing that particular project. It's probably the most popular one of the whole lot. After Christmas, we change direction and we produce a mechanisms project out of mainly wood in its construction, but it also produces a castle design which ties in with history and also modern languages. And we also have a module on ICT and a module on pneumatics in first year. So there's quite a range of work they do in first year. And then obviously as they move into year 9, it gets that wee bit more difficult and more advanced right up to year 10 and so on.
When pupils leave the junior high at the end of year 10, do many opt for TD as a GCSE choice?
In around 20 to 30 pupils would opt for technology and design when they move on to the college. We aim for around about 26 to 28, because that would mean that the 2 classes down at the college, which would be an advantage for my colleague in Mr. Patterson in the college. Sometimes we hit that target, sometimes we don't, but in around 20 to 30 would be our target for the college. The senior high school would be pretty much the same. Now, those are very encouraging figures. I have an idea of what the other junior high schools would have as regards an uptake of technology and design, and certainly the junior high school would compare very favourably with any of the other junior high, Lurgan Junior High School would compare very favourably with any of the other junior high schools, which of course is very encouraging for us here.
Now back to the studio to Rebecca.
Thank you very much.
Hello, I'm here with Richard and Lewis, who have come for a look around tonight. What have you been to so far tonight?
TD, French and
history.
Yeah.
What was your favourite one of them?
TD and French.
What did you do in each?
In French, we've done like a quiz thing, and in TD, we just like looked around and seen some of our friends.
Did you make anything?
No.
No?
No.
And where are you looking forward to going tonight?
Probably to see our sister in the Annie play.
Oh, is she in it?
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely. And Richard,
Yeah.
you're starting this school next year, hopefully, aren't you? What are you looking forward to most?
The running and stuff like that.
Are you a runner? Well, we have lots of different facilities for that.
Bleep test.
Bleep test, do you like it?
I've never heard of it, and I will. It's where you run side to side and each. You've told me that before.
Do you do cross country or are you a short distance runner?
I'm a long distance sprinter. In primary school, me and him went to this club called Orienteering after school. Yeah.
Alright.
So we're both runners, but I'm faster than him.
Are you looking forward to any subjects like science or
PE.
geography or anything?
Maths probably.
Maths? Well, we have lots of different teachers who do maths and they're all very nice, so don't worry about it.
Yes.
Pardon?
Miss Osborne.
Miss Osborne, yeah.
Told me tons of times.
Is there anything else you're looking forward to?
Coming to school, making new friends and all. Probably looking forward to HE.
Do you like cooking? Aspiring chef over here, you heard it first.
Yep.
And you said you liked PE. Is there any after-school clubs apart from running you're looking forward to going to? Like sporting clubs?
Football and tennis and stuff like that. You want to go rugby? Cookery and rugby like that. No, there's no cookery after school.
No, there's not yet, but that could be an idea, yeah. Well, thank you very much for your taking time out to talk to me.
No bother.
We've now got up in the foyer with Victoria. Megan.
So, I'm here with Mr. Adley, who is one of the history teachers in our school. So, why do our pupils study history?
I think it's important that we study history simply because if we learn from the past, we have a good understanding of why our world is like it is today. And helps us develop an understanding of what has happened in the past, and then maybe we can learn from mistakes that have happened in the past as well, and we can also learn from good things that have happened, and hopefully those can happen again. And that's really why we do study history, just to learn from the past and to develop an understanding of our world.
Which topics do people study in history?
In the junior high, we study the Normans in first year. Which takes in the Norman conquest of England, 1066. Then we look at the Normans in Ireland. In year 9, we look at the Reformation to start off with, and see how the Protestant church came around. Then we look at the plantation of Ulster, was whenever settlers moved from England and Scotland into Ulster. And then we will go on in year 10 and we'll look at 20th century warfare and what changes happened in the 20th century.
So why have you chosen these subjects?
Why have we chosen those subjects? Those topics. Well, we've chosen those topics simply because we want to give the pupils a good range of historical knowledge, but we try to focus as much as possible on Ireland to relate to our Irish history, so that as young children and young pupils, they have a good understanding of how Ireland has developed and how Ireland has changed from the time of the Normans really right through to the partition of Ireland in 1921 and its consequences.
What other exciting opportunities will pupils experience while studying history at Lurgan Junior High?
Well, in our history department, we try and make our lessons as enjoyable and as fun as possible. And to do that, we have a lot of video clips and we have a lot of discussions and we have a lot of group activities. So the lessons are quite enjoyable and quite active as well, I'd like to think. But we also plan some trips for pupils to go on. Year 8, they go to Carrickfergus Castle and the Ulster Museum, which you may have been on yourself. Year 9, there's been a couple of cross-community events have happened, and then year 10 we go to Kilmainham Jail down in Dublin, and that's really it.
Thank you. Back to you in the studio, Rebecca.
Alright, now here I have Mr. Guy, which I'm going to interview. Now, Mr. Guy, we all know that you're a PE teacher.
That's correct.
But what topics do you teach the year 8s in PE?
In PE, well, so when you come in year 8, first of all we start off with swimming and rugby. And then we move on to some volleyball before Christmas. Currently in January we're teaching health rated PE, which is all our circuits and our fitness tests, some gymnastics, and then we move into our athletics and our cricket after half term.
And what extracurricular activities are there for the year 8s to join?
Okay, so we really split it up into summer and winter activities. So the main sports for the boys in winter is our rugby and our football. the girls netball and hockey, along with some girls football. And then in the summer, girls and boys athletics, and the boys will play a lot of cricket as well in the summer.
And what sports are the school traditionally good at?
Traditionally, I suppose, the girls' hockey is very strong. The football has always been quite good as well as the netball. I think the rugby in recent years, the last 4 or 5 years, has got really strong as well, and that's mainly down to Mr. McDowell, who's doing a really good job.
And does the school have any cups or anything?
Cups at the moment, I'm trying to think of cups that are in the display cabinet at the moment. Well, I know football-wise, the under-14s have the under-14 League Cup in Mid-Ulster, and the rugby teams have the High Schools Cup currently in the trophy cabinet at the moment. And I'm not too sure about the girls. I'm sure there's plenty of cups for hockey as well.
Okay, thank you very much.
No problem.
We now have a short video of some pupils working in music.
Once in a very far, far away land, there was Prince Charming, who's over there. He went in search of the fair princess, but instead he found a gender-confused wolf in a nightie. And then along came these people, including me, the Muffin Man.
Have you seen my donkey? Donkey! Where is that donkey?
Daddy, look, it's Shrek. Time to do the roar.
Oh, look, it's the fat boy with the lollipop. Pray for mercy.
Not the buttons! Not the gumdrop buttons!
The Muffin Man! The Muffin Man!
Do the roar!
The Muffin Man!
Do the roar!
The Muffin Man!
Zhuzh the roar!
The Muffin Man!
Zhuzh the roar! Donkey!
The Muffin Man!
Zhuzh the roar! Donkey! 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 Zhuzh the roar! To the roar! To the roar! To the roar! To the roar!
Uh-oh, did the roar.
If you want to start with.
Here I am with, what's your name?
Sam Anderson.
Sam Harris. And what school did you come from?
Moyer Primary.
Moyer Primary. That's great. What was your favourite department at this school?
Science.
Science. That's a great subject, isn't it? What's would you hope to come to this school?
Yeah.
That's great. Back to you in the studio.
Hello. Now we're here with Lauren.
Lauren, what have you most enjoyed that you've seen tonight?
I liked the TD.
Did you make anything?
No, I just watched the other years doing it.
And are you hoping to come to the school?
Yeah, definitely.
What has encouraged you to come to the school?
The sports, especially.
What sports do you play?
Hockey, just.
Oh, very good.
Do you play it for your primary school?
Yeah, and Argan Ladies.
Oh, and what primary school do you go to?
Dixon.
Oh, very good.
Well, hopefully you will come to our school. I'm sure you'll really enjoy it because we all do.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So, Rebecca, how was your first day in the school?
Well, it was quite nerve-wracking to start with, but to be honest, I got into it really easily. To start with, we all had to gather in the hall, and in fact, I was actually in a class with quite a lot of my friends, but also made a lot of new friends. What about you, Chloe?
Well, I didn't really know anybody in my class, so I had to make friends. But it was good. Now we're here with Lauren.
Lauren, what have you seen tonight that you're most looking forward to?
TD, because it's like really interesting. So I look forward to it when I come.
Did you make anything while you were here?
No, I just watched the rest of the years making things.
And are you hoping to come to the school?
Yeah. Definitely.
What has encouraged you?
The sports.
Do you play loads of sports?
Yeah, well, usually just hockey.
Do you play for any certain teams?
Just my primary school in Lurgan Ladies.
Oh, that's nice.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you, Lauren. Chloe, we also have house competitions in school, don't we?
Yeah, we do.
Well, this year, Gosford, in the netball tournament, won. Well, the year 9s did anyway. And I'm in Gosford. What house are you in, Chloe?
Oh, I'm in Dunleath. So I am.
And then what house won the swimming gala?
I'm actually not quite sure. Can you remember?
Was it Shane?
I think
or
it
Carrick?
was Shane.
No, it was Carrick.
It was Carrick. Oh, right. Okay.
Well, we have lots of competitions in our house competitions. We have the swimming galas, we have house netball, house volleyball, and lots of other things like that.
You should really get involved in all of these sports because it's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Also, there's form prefects and prefects in our school, isn't there?
Yeah, there is.
Do you want to tell them a bit about what they are?
Well, form prefects are basically when the class will have a vote and the form prefect will carry around a class report book, and the class report book will just basically say what the class is like. Now we're going to go over to the foyer with Victoria.
You, not the camera.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you, Victoria. Victoria, not the camera.
I'm with Mrs. Kerr, and I'm going to ask her a few questions. In our modern Europe, do you think it's important to speak another language?
Oh, very, very definitely. There are so many opportunities now, especially if you have a language. And I've known lots of people who, actually my next door neighbour, for example, and he has just started work in Amsterdam. And I was talking to him at Christmas time, and I said, well, how's it going? He says, you know, the one thing my teachers never told me in school, we always do. But how important languages were. He said, in my team, I'm the worst one at languages. I can speak some French, but everybody else can speak 4 or 5 languages. And so he knows that he could do even better in his job if he had languages. His job has nothing to do with languages, but he knows that if he had more languages, he could go even further in his job. So I think everybody would say now that languages are increasingly important because the world has got a lot smaller and they're very, very useful. So yes, languages are very important.
What opportunities are there for pupils to learn languages at our school?
Well, Lurgan Junior High is the place to come to for languages, yes. We've got 3 languages on offer. Every pupil will do 3 years of French, okay? But in second year, our A and B bands will take on a second language. And this year, our year 9s are doing German, and our year 10s are in their second year of Spanish. And so our current year 8s, when they go into year 9, they will start with Spanish and take it on for 2 years, okay? And we also have language assistants. And if you go upstairs even tonight to the language department, you will find our French assistant Camille, and she's making beautiful crepe, which are pancakes. And so she's very talented, not just with her languages, but with her cooking skills as well.
I can't wait to try those. Back to you at the studio.
Thank you, Victoria. Now we're going to play a clip about the America trip.
What do you think you're going to take back with you that will affect you when you get back, or affect you as you get older?
Well, I think, to know that it's the same over here, that everyone should be equal, no matter where you're from or what you believe in or what colour your skin is. Everybody is, is the same, really.
Yeah, and have the same right to be treated well. Yeah.
Let's welcome them. These folks have taken a very, very long plane ride from Northern Ireland to be here. I've been going for about 10 years now to Lurgan Junior High School, taking students from the college, and I have really come to see what Dr. King meant when he said that everyone can be great because everyone can serve. I've seen that in the lives of these children because in Northern Ireland, their context is divided by sectarianism. Here in Harrisburg, we've had our fair share of violence. And in Northern Ireland, these students and teachers have seen quite a bit too. Dr. King's vision for peace is something that is just as applicable around the world and in Northern Ireland as it is here. Perhaps one of the most inspiring things in my journeys has been to see these children use digital media to tell the stories of their community in their school. They have been doing exciting things with social media. They've been doing exciting things with video. And one of the teachers, Mrs. Marina Moorhead, is here. Marina, would you share a little bit about what you're doing and then introduce your team? Let's welcome Marina.
Thank you. The studio that we run in our school is a really unique and incredibly innovative tool for teaching and learning. And through it, the students, they learn media skills, so they're learning production and planning, researching, reporting, interviewing and presenting skills, camera work, sound and vision mixing, live streaming, and these 4 students that are with me today are part of that. Through that, they also learn soft skills. The whole school are involved, and they learn self-confidence. They have notably improved in their self-confidence throughout the school. They have gained knowledge and understanding of both themselves and their own community, but also widening their horizons to outside of their community through their work in the studio. They're learning communication skills as well. And the studio has really created opportunities and experiences for students that they would not otherwise have, not least of which being here today with you to commemorate Dr. King and his life and legacy. Through it, we broaden their horizons. We teach them that life is not just about them. There is a big wide world out there beyond their own community, and they access it through the studio in part. It has also been inspirational to us as teachers as well as the students, because it has really affected how we teach. It has helped us to think outside the box. It has helped us to develop different projects and encourage the students to be involved in those.
I might mention that the entire school from Lurgan is watching us right now. So let's just wave and say hi, Lurgan.
And today, the kids from Ireland are over here bonding with the kids of Harrisburg School District, Messiah College, Stilton High Spire, SciTech, and they all have captured the eyes of the movement, and they're going to be absolutely carrying out this movement by being keepers of the dream. Let's talk about what you're doing here today.
What they're going to do now is what they do, and they're 11 to 14-year-olds.
Good.
Yeah. So,
Well, as I say, shoot.
Well, Governor, I just want to thank you for taking your time to talk to us today. What are some of the things you do as the Governor of Pennsylvania?
So we bring you civic greetings and gifts from our president.
Oh, thank you very much. Wow, I appreciate this. Now, this is a wonderful memorabilia, and I am so honored to receive this. I get a lot of international memorabilia, and this is a special one, because what you're doing matters to the world. You know, it's going to show that Northern Ireland kids have the courage to stand up in some of the most divisive issues, and it's those kinds of issues that really bring you monumental triumph. You know, I attended a service yesterday, and the theme was remember, celebrate, and act now. And the acronyms that I thought of for ACT was Action Causes Triumph. And what you're doing today through retaining the stories of service is certainly an act that will cause triumph. So God bless you and your brilliancy. And continue to let the Northern people know that we are with them and that they have a mayor in the city of Harrisburg, the capital of Pennsylvania, who loves them so very much.
Pennsylvania is a good place to talk about this, because we have a tradition of peacemakers of this sort. We were founded by William Penn, a Quaker. He worked to prevent war. He put his faith in God, and he dealt fairly with the tribes when he founded his colony. And you students that are visiting from Lurgan should know something else. James Logan, the man who administered Pennsylvania for William Penn when he first came here, who ran the state on his behalf, was from your town. And I see they're nodding. Yes, we already know that. They got their history lesson before this. He was born in Lurgan in 1674, but he's buried here in the state that he helped create in 1751. So as you join in this day of service, you are continuing more than 300 years of service, one that has long connected our two countries.
What benefits do you think service has on the community?
I think service is incredibly important. It's important for 5 different reasons. The first one is it helps us understand our basic worldview, what life is all about. When you serve other people, you get a sense of meaning and purpose in what life is all about. It also helps us understand ourselves better, who we are, what gifts we have, what we think is important. It helps us understand other people, the world around us. It helps us to situate things in context. So a lot of time things happen in the world and in the news, and we don't really understand the people and the really particular places that happens in. So it helps us put things in perspective, put things in place. And then lastly, it helps us be more responsible with the decisions that we make and the actions that we take.
And Mrs. Moorhead,
What was your favourite part?
Well, I'm kind of a bit like Lauren, where it's hard to say what my favourite part was because there's been so much that's so good and hard to take in. I agree, I really like the Amish experience and seeing how different people live and how they live so simply, and the whole sense of community and serving each other and looking out for each other.
It's like one big family.
I think, yeah.
Well, we went to the Amish school while there was children in it.
And what did it look like?
It was literally just one wee room with desks the whole way up to the front and a big massive blackboard, because it was like children from 1st grade right up to 8th grade, so the teacher would have to teach all of them, and you could see like the different like sections for each of the different grades. And then on the walls there was the classroom rules, and one of them was no communication allowed in the room, which was quite strange.
Okay, so can you imagine what it would be like in your school if you were not allowed to talk at all, other than to ask the teacher or answer the teacher?
It wouldn't happen.
They wouldn't abide by it.
They're not I think the Amish, it sort of displayed so much more discipline, like, and self-control, that you really don't have to talk all the time.
Yeah.
Because like they're obviously learning, because like they were happy. It's not as if they were sad and grumpy or anything, but they were always happy and smiling. And then they were told that they had to do chores, and they didn't care. They just did it because they were told to do it.
What kind of chores did they do at the end of the day?
They just sweep the floors. I think they had to clean the windows or something. Yeah. Stuff that we would.
And they tidy up, so they don't really have school cleaners. They'll come in and stuff the way we do.
Yeah.
So do you think, does that maybe give them more of an appreciation of what they have?
We take it for granted that somebody's going to come in and do that for us, whereas they have to do it themselves, so they won't make a mess or anything, more respect for it.
So here we are in Washington, D.C. at the Washington Monument. We drove from Messiah College this morning to Shady Grove, then took the metro from there to Smithsonian in D.C. Here we are at the War Monuments in Washington, D.C. On each pillar is the name of a state or province in the US. So here we are at the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Memorial. Let's go and have a look.
Has it been in any way a life-changing experience for you? Will you go back to Northern Ireland with any different attitudes or any new attitudes, do you think?
Well, it just shows that like things really aren't so different. Like there are people struggling all over the world. It's not just your little hometown that have their problems, because really everyone does. Talking to the mayor yesterday, she was saying how she does care about us, and like you make new friendships and you really do learn a lot about so many other people.
Okay, Lauren, what do you think you'll take back?
Just to like respect other people and not to take anybody for granted, because everybody's like equal and nobody should be treated different for any different reasons, what background they come from, their race or anything.
That was a clip from last year's American trip. There's an SU stand up in our RE corridor. Chloe, have you visited it yet?
Yes, I have. In fact, Rachel's up in the foyer now with Peter, Samuel and Lauren. Over to you, Rachel.
Thank you, Chloe. So, Samuel, what sort of things will you be doing tonight at the stall?
We'll be giving out gospel tracts and encouraging people to go to Scripture Union.
And Lauren, since the term has started after the summer holidays, has there been a raise in attendance?
Yes, there has. A lot of youths have been coming in, and it's really good.
And when SU meetings are on
when you meet on SU in the Thursdays after school, what all do you get up to?
Well, at the start it's really weird because Miss Kennedy gives out biscuits, and then afterwards we'll praise and worship God and pray to Him.
I hear there's an SU weekend every year. What sort of fun things do you get up to there?
Well, we get up to fun games and then activities like walking around parks and all. And we'll have some talks as well, so there's also a serious side.
Have you made more friends and met more people since you've started SU?
Yes, I have some good friends.
Back to the studio.
Thank you, Rachel. Now, Chloe, you're very interested in sports and you're in a lot of sporting clubs. Can you tell me a bit about which ones you're in?
Well, I'm in netball and I'm in athletics. Well, athletics doesn't run to like the summer term.
Yeah.
And, well, I was in hockey in first year, but then I just really... And I was also in tennis. Are you in any?
Well, I go to netball as well, and then I also go to SU, as we just saw from Rachel, and also drama. But you're very involved with drama, aren't you?
Oh, yes, I am. Drama's very fun. We get to... And there's also a London trip coming up.
I know, I can't wait. I'm going in June.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. There's lots of different things we're doing. We're going to see lots of shows and just tours of London and doing lots of things. And if you come to our school, then maybe you could come as well. What do you enjoy most about drama, Chloe?
Well, I think it's the actual drama because you just really get to express yourself and it's really, really fun.
I know, I find that too. Now, we're over to Jodie up in the foyer who's interviewing one of our PE teachers, Mrs. Dugan.
Mrs. Dugan today. Hi, Miss Dugan. Hello. So, is netball a popular sport in London Junior High School?
Yes, very much so, and nice to see you this evening, Jodie. Very much so, yes, it's very popular, most definitely, and it's offered on the curriculum, and it's also offered as an extracurricular activity, and judging by the numbers that come along to practices, that there are a lot of girls who are involved in it. But just as you know, Jodie, netball, you're a player yourself, netball is not just about throwing a ball into a ring. There's a lot of skills involved in the game. There would be agility, jumping and stretching, and strength and stamina and movement around the court. And of course the girls really love the social interaction as well. They really like to come down and make friends and meet their friends and make new friends. And that's all very useful if you're year 8 and you want to get integrated into school life.
Yeah, it really does give you opportunities. When does netball take place in school?
Well, netball is offered within the curriculum and as extracurricular, as I said. And within the curriculum, they have a 6-week block in year 8 and year 9 and year 10. And then after school on a Monday, the year 8s come after school, and Mrs. McDermott and Mrs. Graham will coach the year 8s. And then on Tuesday, year 8 and 9 come down together after school for an hour from 3:30 to 4:30, and I myself coach them. And even if the girls don't come in year 8, they're very welcome to come and try out sport in the year 9 and year 10 and just get all the benefits from this excellent game.
So what competitions do they take part in?
Well, if you're lucky enough to get selected for a team, there are some great competitions run for netball. In particular, the Vista League, which is a local competition for Craigavon area and surrounding schools. The Vista League runs from September right through until Christmas. And then after Christmas, it goes into a Vista Cup competition, which is a knockout competition. And I'm very pleased to say that in Lurgan Junior High, we've been very successful in this competition over the last 5 years. And many years we have minor and junior wins at both those levels, so I'm really pleased with that. And the other competition, of course, as well, it's really a new venture for us. We started about a few years ago to enter the Northern Ireland Cup and Plate. And so far we have managed to get to the quarterfinals of the Plate. It's a big ask, and it's a lot more effort needed for those games, and we're hoping that by entering that competition with schools from all over Northern Ireland that we'll be able to up our game and improve our performance.
We've had many successes, and thank you for your time, Ms. Dugan. Back to you in the studio.
Hello
Hello, I'm here with Nathan now to interview him about his time in the school. So Nathan, what was your first day at Lurgan Junior High School like?
David? Well, the teachers guided me in to the assembly hall, and they were really nice. And then afterwards we went to our to our form room, and Miss Quinn gave us out our books. So she was really nice. She really encouraged us on our first day.
Did you know many people in your class?
Yeah, I was actually quite surprised. There was a lot of people from my primary school in my class. So.
And I've heard you're involved with drama. Could you tell me a bit about your roles that you've been through in this?
Yeah, well, last year there was a big play called The Boyfriend, and I was a main part in it, and I was Alphonse, so I was quite privileged to get a main part.
Thank you. And now to watch another video about the Copeland Islands.
So Rebecca, what are you doing this weekend?
I'm going to the Copeland Islands.
Wait, where's the Copeland Islands?
I'll show you on the computer. Over here's Belfast, and if you come along, here's Bangor. And just if you go round the coast, you see Donegal, and then just a mile off Donegal, we'll have Copeland Islands.
So where's your house?
It's right here.
Oh, I'd like to go there.
Would you really like to go?
Yeah, it'd be fun.
We'll take you over.
Just watch out there just in case you come across any bones and stuff there. Every now and then the rabbits would dig them up, so you have to push them back down in again.
Oh, seriously?
Cover them over again, you know. But I think this is the only graveyard on the Copelands. So
there's about 30 people buried here.
And recent years, my great-grandfather included, so we would have scattered their ashes and stuff over here, and people that would come and stay here as in holiday homes that have passed away, we would sort of be along the back wall there and what have you. You know, as you can see, all the old islanders' gravestones have been here for some time. You know.
They spent their whole life here. They spent their whole life here, so they want to get buried here. Yeah, it's just where they...
Do you want to get buried here?
They were the happiest. Yeah. Our great-granny and granda, they spent their last 20, 30 years of their life on the island, and it's where they were happy. And
this is Chapel Bay, and the chapel is over here. This used to be an old chapel until it was, made into someone's home. Down here on the beach is where we have our bonfire, the 13th of July every year. And it's just, you can have a really beautiful view of the coast and the Warren Road, Donegal.
The Arctic terns come over every year, and we've got the biggest colony in Britain. They normally sit over here and then over on the Cairn Point. My uncle, a couple of years ago, when me and Rebecca were younger, was walking along the landing stage, and you normally have to wave your hand just to say that you're not coming to attack them, and he didn't, and got his head packed and blood everywhere. So it was really funny. It was really funny.
Up the post office and then up onto the old schoolhouse.
Okay.
You see the remains of the old schoolhouse?
Rabbits
big warren there.
Get like pheasants and... Well, these are the tracks that were made by quads, and it used to be just a sheep track. And like...
And when do you go on the quads?
Well, we go on the quads nearly every weekend we're over, and sometimes we have little races and stuff.
Cool. And they just put it in there?
Yeah. Yeah, because a postman used to come over
on the boat and put everybody's post in the post box, and then maybe every morning or every day the islanders used to come up to the post office and collect the post.
Cool. Will somebody steal the post?
Pardon?
Somebody else steal it if it's just like that?
Well, obviously it had a
no
big
point.
thing on it, like.
Yeah, it's obviously, you know, really wore away now, but there used to be like a big clasp.
Be careful coming through here, guys, okay?
There's a bit of glass and stuff. It used to be in a classroom. It's part of the old plant. Oh, that's a big plant.
Like a watch that.
What James took that?
My boyfriend's I'm not taking
Fancy coming to school over here?
No.
Oh yes,
No?
that would be quite fun.
That's where they would the old islanders used to hook their horse on. And the horse would have walked around. And they used this here for grinding whatever they were producing at the time. You know?
Yeah.
This is the last remaining area of ploughed stuff. It's really fun to go over on the quad because you go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down.
Can you imagine walking up and down there for hours on end behind a horse and a
And
plough
just-
by hand?
It's actually really fun.
You know?
Turfing the land up.
Turning the soil over? Hard work, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah, let's go.
This is the march wall. It's used to divide the island in half. Well, it was. It's not no longer. It was between two families called the Emersons and the Cleggs. I think the Cleggs had this side and the Emersons had that side. Is that right?
Yeah.
And the two families didn't particularly get on that well, and they just decided we'll build a wall and split it in half and just keep it like that.
Well, it was to keep their animals separated from each other.
Yeah. For me, this is the most beautiful part of the island because the beach is so sandy. There's no seaweed, and you can go down there if it's like there's a couple of places where you can shelter if it rains, and it's good shelter from the wind, and it's just a really nice part of the island. And for me, it's beautiful.
Obviously, in those days, it's been driven by coal, so the coal had to be delivered. So underneath, at the land stage, underneath the grass, you can still see the old quarry, the old coal dust and all sitting where the guys used to have to carry the coal the whole way up that hill to get it into the furnace to keep the light lit. You know, that used to be monks on that end as well.
Oh, monks, yeah. It was island with monks, yeah. Down here is Port Raman, where we have two seal colonies. One is at the opposite side of the island on the current point, and one is down here. And if you're down on the beach and you're kayaking or you're swimming, sometimes the seals will come up really close to you. If you make, you know, sudden movements or something, they'll dive under and swim away back around or under the rocks.
This is the house. It hasn't really been used that much this year.
Yeah, it's not
A
that.
couple of times really, you know. This is what they say. This is where they say that the Talamen are buried. You know, that's sort of folklore. You know, which is, whether you believe it or not, don't know. But
This is the bungalow that was floated over from the mainland and floated around and brung up onto the beach, put up onto the rocks, and that underneath there would be where the Tallymen are. The Tallymen are like, they would have been men years ago that would have waved their wee lanterns and brung the ships in towards the island because they thought, you know, it was a port or whatever, and the ships used to crash in, and the Tallymen would used to, you know, go onto the ships and take all their stuff and, you know, kill the men and bury them away.
here we go around and gather up all the plastic bottles and stuff like that. The girls walk around with bags and we usually get about 4 or 5 sacks, you know, and then we'll just burn it all away, you know. An unbelievable amount of plastic goes into the water. There's the highest point of the island. See it? It's the highest point on the whole Copelands.
And every time you go up, you bring a stone.
Every time you come up, yeah, you bring a stone so it gets higher every time you go.
Is that our bar that Ronnie brought over last time?
Yeah. See all that stuff there, boy? Everything you see here, all that wood, all driftwood. It's like a hull with a rubber tube around it.
What's that off the chair from the other?
What, you don't fall asleep in that chair? Everybody sits in that chair.
Yes. Yes.
Why?
Sometimes. No Xbox.
Boring, you would have nothing to do, probably.
You make your own entertainment over here. You can go kayaking, swimming, jumping off the landing stage, walks. You just go find something to do.
Staying for like a week, you just wouldn't like it. I think it'll be fun because you can do whatever you want really here.
I think it'll get boring after a while.
You football out in that big field out there.
Oh, it's
And at night, you just put light the candles, light the fire, and you sit with the little card table and you play games. I love finding a nice spot round the back and read my book, or around at the hammock and the swings and stuff. Guys, we're going now!
Hi, I'm Victoria. And I'm Bethan. And we're going to ask Mrs. Curry some questions. What is the school council?
Well, the school council, we call the school council in Lurgan Junior High School the Pupils' Voice. And they're representatives from every single year and from every single band. And there are 16 children in it, and they are the voice of every single pupil within our school.
Do you think it is important for our school to have a council?
Well, indeed I do, because in actual fact, there are far more young people in this school than there are teachers and non-teaching staff. And we want all of our children to be happy. We want them to feel valued. We want them to feel fulfilled. We want them to have a say in their accommodation, and a say in what they feel the school needs that will benefit every single pupil. And so we have to consult with you, and we need you, and we need your views, we need your opinions. So it's important that you have a voice.
How would it help a student in later life if they joined the council?
Well, there are a lot of skills you learn. You learn how to work as a team. You learn to take part in a meeting. You learn to give your viewpoint. You learn to speak to others. The chair learns to actually run the meeting. You learn to take responsibility, not just for yourself, but for other people within the school. So yes, I actually believe that being part of the school council makes you part of a team, and together, as a team, everybody achieves so much.
What is your perspective on our council?
Well, we're just in the foundation stages. We've only really been running for 2 to 3 terms, so we have a long way to go. But I very much enjoy working with the people in our student council. I think they're great people, very generous, very caring, and they value the young people in our school too. So I really enjoy my role.
How do pupils join the council?
Well, at the minute, they have been represented as prefects within their year band, within their bands. But Mr. Thompson and I are going to discuss that, and then we're going to bring various other models to you, because we would like to open it out to other people who do not have a particular responsibility within the class. But we're going to see if there are other alternatives. So at the minute, it's just down to the prefects within the class.
Are only a select few pupils allowed to join, or is it for all pupils to volunteer?
Well, at the minute, as I've said, it is actually quite selective. We possibly would in the long term like to get away from that selection, and we would like people to elect themselves. That's a decision that we as a school council have to take together. I cannot impose that on the school council because you are the school council. So it has to represent the thoughts of the people because it's a democratic council. It represents everybody.
Thank you very much. Back to Megan in the foyer.
Thank you.
Camera, I'm here with whoever it is. Okay. And then talk to them.
Am I on now? Okay. I'm interviewing Miss Smelly, but she's not here. She's not here. And back to the studio.
Thank you, girls. Well done.
Are we
off? Well, that's over.
Okay. Sorry about that delay.
Oh my goodness, yeah, that failed. Okay.
Most of my husband's family had been to the school, but for by that, the primary school got a chance, P7 got a chance to go in for an open day, and after the open day my kids just come home absolutely raving about it, wanted to go to the school, and we went to the open night and it was also very informative, and we were very impressed with what the school had to offer and by the attitude of the pupils and the teachers.
How did they settle into Lurgan Junior High School?
Really, really well. Because they wanted to go, they weren't as apprehensive on their first day as maybe they might have been. So they settled in really, really well. And the fact that they've one form teacher the whole way through helps as well.
Have they been given much support and encouragement?
Very much so. One of them they've had Pupil of the Month. They've had good mentions in school. This is always sent home and you know about it, which it's reassuring as well. Plus it gives the kids confidence as well when they get a special mention or a Pupil of the Month, which is good.
In your opinion, what are the advantages of a 3-year school?
I think it's more advantageous because they mature a lot in the 3 years at the junior high, academically as well as every other aspect of school life. And if they go to school, after school clubs, That's fantastic. They just mature so much in the 3 years academically. They're ready at 14 to do the transfer exam, I feel.
What would you say are the school's strengths?
The fact that they concentrate on Key Stage 3 education is a big one for me, and the fact that they do exams at Christmas and during the summer, it means...
Hi, I'm here today with Mrs. Patterson from the art department. So, what interested you in art?
Well, I've always had an interest in colour and always found it easy to draw. And when it looked like it should look, that encouraged me really. So it really went on from there.
So, how does art benefit our children in this school?
Art is actually really understood, not really fully understood, in that it really does benefit children in developing their brains creatively, and it helps a child to develop in their motor skills, and art comes naturally to them before even writing. Some children really enjoy art because there's no right or wrong way of doing something, drawing something. It's entirely their own perspective.
So what opportunities does art and design provide for their future?
There's a wide range of opportunities in relation to jobs. For example, architecture, teaching, designing, fashion designing, textile designing, website designing. There's a wide, even stylist, even a hairdresser or a beautician. Quite a lot of jobs out there people don't realise that they need art for.
There is a wide variety. Well, thank you for your time, Mrs. Patterson. Back to you in the studio.
We are here with Rebecca and we're just going to ask her a few questions. So, Rebecca, what primary school did you go to?
Marlin Village Primary School.
And what class are you in?
P7.
Did you go to our P6 day?
Yes.
Was it lots of fun?
It was good.
Do you hope to go to this school in the future?
Yeah.
Thank you for answering our questions.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hi, I'm here with some of the prefects of Lurgan Junior High. So Ryan, what does it mean to be a prefect at Lurgan Junior High?
It's a very big responsibility in school, and you're set as a role model for younger kids coming into the school.
Sarah, what are the responsibilities of being a prefect?
Well, when you're a prefect, you have to come to things like the open night and help with the teachers and whatever they need help with. And it's really just about being an example to the school and setting an example.
So, what other things are you involved in school?
Well, I'm heavily involved in sport. Like, I go to after school clubs, play rugby for the school. I'm a house captain as well, so I have to take care of my house and sort out things, and like swimming gala and house events.
Sarah, do you enjoy being a school prefect?
I think it's really, really good. It gives you a lot of opportunities in stuff like the open night, and it gives you a real chance to just be an example for everyone else.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to watch a video now.
Roughly how many bees would you have in these hives?
In these hives here we would have, there's about 8 boxes, and on an average at this time of the year and the various mix of boxes, probably about 250,000 bees.
Then Liam took us over to open one of the hives.
We lift that off. Here you will see, get a close up, new brood, baby bees in other words, which haven't been sealed yet, in the centre of the frame. Those bees or larvae are at all ages. There's egg, young larvae, and older larvae. The next stage is when the larvae become sealed. In this frame, you'll see some seal brood. And that's the bees that have all their supplies they'll need until they hatch in 21 days. Here you have 2 queen cups, and that could possibly spark alarm as the bees may be creating queen cells. These are what the new queens would hatch out in. So we have a look here and see if there's anything in them. And you can see that one's empty. And that one's empty, so there's no problem there. They're not in swarm mode. If those were in swarm mode, there'd be royal jelly in there and a larvae. So we're okay here. Trying to propagate Irish black bees, native bees. And these are quite dark, quite docile, and a good type of bee to keep. Some bees from imported queens can be quite temperamental and sharp. Unfortunately, these are fine.
So how would the queen's behaviour affect the hive itself then?
The queen's behaviour, or it's not so much the queen's behaviour as the lack of a queen. When bees are queenless, that's when there's no queen present. They get very tetchy and can be very, very defensive. That's the main problem with the queen. Some bees, the queen crossed in various crossings when they mate, produce bad-tempered, or what we would say, cross bees. That's not very often that happens. But the main point is that the box should contain a viable queen. A queen that's healthy, laying well, and by and large then the temper of the hive will be okay. On some of those bees, if you look carefully, you will see on their legs pollen, and on their body there's one there which has been rolling about in pollen. There's another one there, if you can see, with pollen on his legs, probably coming from either the hawthorn or the rowan. So that's it. And the pollen is brought in and it's made into bee bread, is what they call it, which is the food and protein for the baby bees. But within that cell there are eggs at the very bottom of the cell, which look like tiny rice cells. That's what an egg looks like. And a queen bee in full flow, which is this time of year, can lay up to 2,000 eggs a day. Eggs remain as eggs until the developmental larvae are 3 days old. If you focus in there, in about the bee doing a dance. The bee. And the dance is to tell them where the forage is. You use like a GPS system almost to tell the other bees where the forage is in the locality. Queen is head of the colony, and she's the one that produces all the brood. All bees come from the queen. The bees that she produces are 2 types.
I'm here with Mrs. Gilbert. So, Mrs. Gilbert, for prospective pupils, what can they expect from drama lessons?
Well, drama lessons are pretty exciting in this class. I have to say that most pupils, I think 99.9% of pupils like drama. We do have the occasional person who comes that they don't like drama, but I have to say by the time they leave, nearly everybody does like drama. So what we'll be doing, we have some serious fun in drama. I think you know what that means. And basically it means that all of the first term we'll be playing drama games. And the games will really to be building up everybody's confidence. So we play things like Honey, I Love You, the game that everybody loves to hate. Did you enjoy it yourself? Yeah. What did you like best about Honey, I Love You?
It's just so funny.
Yes, I think that the basic idea behind Honey, I Love You is that when you're on stage quite a lot, you have you feel like laughing if something funny happens, but you just can't do it. So in Honey, I Love You, we have to do that. We play loads and loads of games, and then second term we start to actually get into the more serious drama side. Well, not very serious in my class. And we do lots of acting and instant improvisation when we do things like, what time do you call this? Which everybody loves. And I think that by the end of the second term, most people in school have got a fairly good grasp of drama, and I have to say nearly everybody seems to enjoy it.
Drama Club's on a Monday. Could you explain to us all what future pupils can look forward to doing there as well if you join?
Well, Drama Club is basically an extension of drama class, and so we come to have a lot of fun, and it's the people who are pretty serious about drama and want to take part in a school play. Now, the last school play we had was The Boyfriend, which of course you were in, and this year we had, every other year we don't do a big play, but we do a big concert. So this year, as some of the parents saw, we did a little extract from Annie, and then we had some angels, one of which you were, a beautiful angel yourself, and stars. And basically we just try to get all the pupils in school to show their talents, and really just as often as we can we try to showcase our talents. Hopefully the rest of this term we'll be doing a few more sketches, maybe a few assemblies, and we also hope to go out to an old people's home. And then of course the highlight of our year is when we go to London. So we're really looking forward to that. We're going to London for 5 days. I think there's 55 of us going. And we're all getting very excited about the countdown for London. We'll be going to see Wicked. We're going to see The Lion King. We'll be going on the London Eye. We're going to the very, very scary London Dungeons. And I guess we'll probably not get very much sleep for 5 days and 5 very long nights for me. But if it's as good as the last drama trip, it'll be absolutely fantastic.
It'll be lots of fun. Thank you for taking time out to talk to me, Miss Gilbert. Back to the studio.
Well, it's been a queer night so far, Judy. It really has. Oh, look, there's the people.
We're here with Ellen. Ellen, what primary school did you go to?
Maryland Village. So, what has been your favourite subject so far here? Probably English. Yeah.
What all have you seen in the school that you've liked?
Well, probably everything. I like the camera equipment, I love the studio, I love English department, I love the maths department. It's all brilliant. It really is. So what about Larkin Junior High TV? What have you thought about it? It's amazing. It just makes you want to go to the school so much. Yeah.
Are there any extracurricular activities that you would be taking part in if you came to Larkin Junior High?
Well, most of them, if there's speech and drama or hockey or football, most of them. Yeah.
So do you enjoy sports?
Yeah. So do you do any of this at home? Well, I do tennis sometimes at home, and I do some music.
Thank you very much, Ellen. We're now going to Chloe in the foyer.
Right, I'm here with Mrs. Carson. So Miss Carson, we all know that you're a science teacher, but what is your favourite subject to teach?
Well, while I enjoy teaching all the sciences, I have to say that I really do prefer teaching biology, which is the study of living things. So I very much like talking about animals and humans, of course, and how we breathe and how we digest our food and so on. So that's my favourite.
And what topics do you teach the year 8s in science?
Well, in Year 8 we do a mixture of physics and chemistry and my favourite biology topics. So we do about energy, and then we do about living things, where we look at our classification. And after that then we have to, of course, explore what everything's made of. So we talk about our atoms and molecules and look at elements and compounds. And we also look at water. And finally we look then at what living things are made from, and we look at cells and reproduction.
And do you think it's important to teach science in school, and why?
Well, I do think it's very important to teach science in school, and a lot of evidence would back me up, because of course a lot of jobs that people will go on to do, a lot of the careers, they will need their science, whether it's maybe to do with health or to do with food or engineering. A lot of the careers that people will choose will eventually need their biology, their chemistry and or their physics. Okay.
Thank you. I now have Philip here. Now Philip, I hear you've been in the science lab. What's it like down there and what are you doing?
It's very busy, and me and Mark Hutchinson are doing an experiment to see if hydrogen acid has hydrogen gas in it.
Thank you. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you. So we have another people in with us. So what's your name?
Jonathan.
And what primary school did you go to?
Wangstown Primary School.
So have you been about the school?
Yes.
So what have you thought?
It's very good.
So
has there been any favourite expeditions that you've liked?
Pardon?
Any favourite things that you've liked?
The studio.
Yeah. So are you thinking about getting involved if you come here?
What are you interested in the studio?
All the editing stuff.
So behind the scenes work then?
Yes.
So you don't want to be a presenter?
No, not really.
Do you not like being on camera?
Not really.
No. Okay.
We're going back to the foyer now.
Hello, I'm here with Joe, our caretaker. Joe, what's your history in Lurgan Junior High?
My history is quite a long history. I was a pupil in school in 1959 when it first opened for 4 years. I returned to work in the school in 1981 and I'm sadly retiring next week.
Aww. And what responsibilities do you have as a caretaker at Lurgan Junior High?
I am responsible for security, all the mechanical and electrical services within the school.
And who do you think the most important people in the school are?
I think the most important people in the school are the pupils.
Well, thank you very much, Joe. Back to you in the studio.
So Judy, I heard you're the netball captain.
Yeah, I am.
What does that involve?
Well, it involves really going to different schools and really getting involved with the different coaches and captains and saying thanks to them after the match.
So how many competitions have you competed in this year already?
Well, there's been quite a lot. First, the Vista League, which we have recently achieved a high success in, and then we're going to do another match in a couple of weeks' time.
How often do you train for netball?
We train every Tuesday, and it's from 3:30 to 4:30.
So is there a lot of training involved?
There is a lot of training involved, but it's to keep your fitness up and to get your skills boosted.
Who takes you for netball?
Mrs. Dugan takes us for netball.
How long have you been playing netball for?
Well, quite a while, since first year, but then I did a wee bit in, my primary school before that. So Megan, have you been involved in any school activities?
Just mainly the studio, and last year I was involved in drama.
So how do you find drama?
It's very show business, very hustle and bustle.
So are you into all that?
Yes.
Yeah. So I heard you're going the London trip.
Yep, I'm going in June to London with the drama club.
So what are you going to do in the London trip?
We're doing several things. We're going to the London Dungeons.
Yep.
We're going to see plays in the West End, and we're also going to go on sightseeing trips.
So I heard that you also go to the studio. So what do you do in the studio?
Well, so far I've done this and the school promotional video.
So how do you find it?
It's very different from what most other schools do.
It really is. So have you done much in the gallery?
No, actually I haven't. I've learned to work the auto cue and that's it.
Was it exciting?
Okay, now we have Sarah in the foyer.
Hello, I'm here with Mrs. Maley, the librarian. What is your role as librarian?
I was appointed to librarian just over a year ago. It's my role to make sure that the library is neat and tidy so that when all the pupils go into it they can find all the books they need. I also issue books every day to the library, or to the pupils that come into the library, and I also help with suggestions if they need it.
Can you tell us about the resources libraries have to offer?
The library is a very important resource within school, as most pupils now would tend to play computer games rather than open a book. Our library is fully stocked with non-fiction and fiction books. It's restocked at least twice a year when the library band comes to visit. We have a range of computers. We also have audiobooks because we also understand that some pupils don't really like to read. And we update displays all the time to encourage people to read.
How do you encourage young people to use the library and enjoy reading?
The library's open every day at break time, and pupils are allowed to come in, change books, use computers, do what they want. They're also encouraged during their English classes, which are timetabled each week for library time. In Year 8, they're given a reading record, which encourages them to use the library. It also teaches them how to use the library and what books are in the library. We have a book fair once a year, which pupils can buy their own books. There's also Cover to Book Club. And as I say, our resources are continually added to, and all older stock is removed when new stock comes in. And we just hope that pupils like the displays. We try to highlight different things. We've just received funding for new furniture, and we've opened up the library, so it's hopefully more pleasing to pupils.
Thank you, and back to you in the studio.
Okay. We're going to be interviewing the art technician in just a second. She's just getting wired up here.
Still getting wired up. We seem to have a very busy night in here tonight. There's been a lot of parents and a lot of kids and very high hopes for new pupils.
We have the art technician here now. Can you tell us about your job?
Well, I'm involved in the art department where I supply all the stuff to the kids, get it all ready. Like clay, for example. When they're doing the clay project, I would cut the pieces and roll them out ready for the kids to use.
So I heard you're also involved in the Youth Annex. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Youth Annex, I would be involved with art. It's free, the kids can do what they like. It's not structured in any way. And they come in, and we've did a few projects, themes like Christmas, and we're working on a Valentine's theme at the moment.
How did you develop your creative skills?
I've always been into art, and I've always done crafts and stuff, so I've just went from one thing to another and gained all my skills along the way.
Do you think art's important in school?
Art is very important, yeah. It is. It's important in a lot of careers as well. Develops skills and confidence in the kids as well.
What do you think art provides with people?
What do I think?
What do you think art provides people with?
Provides people with? Artistic skills, and makes you look at things in a different way.
And how does it help everyday life?
How does it help everyday life?
Would it help you in your job?
Well, yes, of course, because like architecture and stuff, you need to be able to look at something in a creative way to...
Suppose when you're making a leaflet, it could help you design it.
Yeah, that too, yeah, that's graphics and stuff, yeah.
So what's coming up in the Youth Annex scene?
The Youth Annex at the minute, we're doing Duke of Edinburgh, a bronze award for 14-year-olds, and there'll be like expedition, and there's a physical training part to it, and residentials where we've been to the YMCA centre in Newcastle, and the kids have a lot of activities to do there, like archery and different things like that.
So now we're going to Rachel in the foyer.
Hello. Hello, I'm now here with Mrs. Wamsey, one of the teachers from the Geography department. So Miss Wamsey, for people that enjoy geography, could you tell us what sort of jobs they could achieve from the subject?
Yes, geography is a very diverse subject. There's lots of jobs. There's the obvious ones like working with maps. And we had a past pupil, a weatherman, John Wiley, come to speak to us just before Christmas. So you could read the weather, do presenting like you're doing now. And there's other less obvious jobs like environmental health, working for the River Agency. And even lots of people who have geography as a degree go on to work with IT. All sorts of things. What else? Teaching, the obvious one as well. So very diverse, lots of things, even working in the travel agent, things like that, to know where places are in the world, which continents and things like that.
What topics can prospective pupils look forward to in geography?
Oh, in geography, in Year 8 we do a lot of our basic map work and also finding out where we are in the world, where Northern Ireland is compared on the British Isles, where the British Isles is in Europe, and then where Europe is in the world. Then we go on to look at settlement, and we do a little bit of work with rocks, which could lead on to geology as well, speaking about jobs. And a few of my friends actually did do geology and went on to work in the oil rigs for BP and Shell and things like that, so very well paid jobs. Then we go on to Year 9, we look at weather, we look at rivers, and we look at Europe and the European Union, and a little bit about farming as an industry, one of our main industries in Northern Ireland. In Year 10 we look more at disasters, earthquakes and volcanoes. We look at population, the world population, how it's growing out of control really, and where lots of people live in the world compared to where hardly anybody lives in the world. And then we finish off in Year 9 with some project work about threatened environments like our rainforests and our deserts. That's what we do.
And finally, would you encourage more pupils to carry on geography as a subject?
Oh, definitely. In Lurgan, in our area, in particular, the GCSE results for geography are amazing. The A-level results are equally as good. So it's definitely one for pretty much good grade at the end of it, which is what everybody wants. And as I said, with the job front, it's very diverse. It's a brilliant degree to have. You travel when you're doing the geography degree. You go to countries to do field work, which is very social and enjoyable. And then the postgrad courses for geography are all different areas. People accept geography as an art subject. They also accept it as a science subject as part of some of the more medical degrees. So it's a very good one to have if you're not sure what you want to do in the end of the day, and you're still trying to decide. So yeah, it's definitely a good one to have for our immediate GCSE and A-level results. And then for your future, there's lots of options that you can go for. It keeps your options open.
Thank you for your time, Mrs. Ramsley.
Okay, no problem.
Now back to the studio.
We're here with another pupil called Courtney. So Courtney, what primary school do you go to?
I go to Kings Park Primary School.
And what departments have you enjoyed so far?
I have enjoyed the drama department, and I have enjoyed the cookery. I find cooking very fun, and drama, I really like acting and all.
What's your favourite subject at the minute?
My favourite subject is maths. I am top at maths and I really enjoy it.
So would you like to be involved in the studio?
Yes, I think I would. I like talking to other people, and I like being involved in lots of things.
Reporting and interviewing would be your thing?
Yeah, probably.
Is there any other extracurricular activities as well as the studio that you'd like to be involved in?
I would like to be involved with the art and the athletics clubs.
Yeah, well that's good. It's good opportunities.
We know.
Catherine.
Or talk to the camera.
I'm here with Mr. Moorhead. Mr. Moorhead, how does LGHS TV help our pupils to connect with the community?
Well, whenever we started this TV, one of the things we wanted to achieve was letting kids in our school tell people stories. And as it's been going on over the 5 years that we've been doing it, we've been building relationships with all sorts of communities. For example, we've made a film for the Lyric Theatre. So we've been telling the story of how they made Macbeth. We work with the OEM Music Centre. We have done projects with community groups in town, and we let our pupils get involved in that. So it helps them to go out and basically tell people stories.
What opportunities are there for pupils to get involved?
Well, if anyone likes to sign up, we run classes after school. I mean, you've taken part in one, Bethan, and we have reporters, we have presenters, we have videographers, we have sound people, we have people who work in the gallery in the running of the programme. So there's lots of opportunities, and it's really open to anyone who's interested in being involved.
What's your vision for the TV studio?
My vision would be that people who take part, we would enable them in some way to keep taking part in the future. We're looking at the minute at maybe turning the youth annex into a studio, which means we could maybe start to develop our school TV out into community TV, so we could bring other people, maybe from other groups in the community on board, and it would let people work in the evenings who have been involved before, and who knows where it might lead to. Who knows?
Thank you very much.
So, Judy, what's your favourite subject in Junior High?
Well, I would have to say art too.
Why would it be art?
Because it really, I find that it expresses me as a person, and that I can just doodle and just create something.
So, is drawing one of your main hobbies?
Yeah, the amount of drawings I've drew and never finished them is unbelievable.
Who's your favourite teacher in the school?
Very hard question to answer, so I'm just going to say them all, really, because they all help me as a person.
So, how did you find starting Lurgan Junior High in first year?
Well, it's been a good experience since first year and throughout second year, and I find it hard to fit in, but the teachers really helped me be who I am now.
Yeah.
So it really has helped me.
So we're going to go to Rebecca in the foyer with another interview.
Hello, I'm here with Anna. And I'm going to ask her a few questions. So Anna, why are you dressed like this tonight? And who are you dressed as?
Well, I'm dressed as Florence Nightingale. I find her a very interesting history character when she saved loads of people in the Crimean War.
And why do you like history so much?
I find history very interesting when you learn about the past and about all the world around us.
And do you like any other subjects?
I like drama and art because you can express yourself in loads of different ways in it and find it very interesting.
Did you like any other subjects that you didn't think you'd like?
I like English because, well, before I didn't think I'd like it because I thought you'd have to do comprehensions all the time. I thought it'd be really boring. But it's not, it's really fun, and Ms. Gilbert's such an excellent teacher.
Thank you for taking your time out to talk to us. Back to the studio.
Originally, wasn't there?
Yeah, there was two. Oh, here's...
Okay. We have another people here to... You're on live. We have another people here to interview.
So, what's your name?
Mark.
And what primary school do you go to?
Gabry Primary School.
And what have you enjoyed so far?
Just all of it, really. I've enjoyed the P7, the rest of P7, because we don't do as much work, because after the AQE.
Yeah.
What have you found interesting in the school?
Well, we've done the student council and all. I've found interesting, and there's loads of after school activities and.
What classes have you found interesting in this school?
In this school?
Yeah.
I like home economics.
Yeah.
I like the ICT department.
If you came to this school, would you consider being involved in the studio?
This studio?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are there any other extracurricular activities you'd like to be involved in?
Some after school, maybe, and things like that.
Okay. So, would there be any other after-school activities or anything else in this school that really stood out for you?
Like after-school activities here?
Yeah.
I quite like football.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind doing hockey either.
Do you play sports in your school at the minute?
Yeah. I play for the football team, the Gabry football team. So.
There are some good opportunities in this school, and so what do you enjoy now in primary school?
In Just everything, really.
Yeah. It's all quite exciting. But are you looking forward to high school?
Yeah, I am really looking forward to it.
That's good.
That's good.
So,
we're now going to watch a short video about badgers.
But what you're about to see is truly amazing. We're going to see badgers being hand-fed. Let's come and see them. Here's our first sighting of the badgers. It has taken this gentleman years to win the confidence of these animals. He feeds them every evening.
What's up? We have a parent here. So, what's your name?
Gillian Marsden.
And do you think this school would benefit your child?
Very much so, very much so. I like the idea of the 1st to 3rd year.
Yeah.
I think he would settle in much quicker than if he was going to a school where there was 16, 17, 18-year-olds. So yes, very much so.
Have you enjoyed the opening been so far?
Yes, it's been brilliant, really informative. We found out a lot about how the kids are put into classes and things when they come on their first day. And Ben has really enjoyed going around all the classes and seeing all the different activities.
Have you had a favourite class?
Well, I think we quite like the home economics, having the yogurt cake. So, but nice being in the science classes again. So it brings back a few memories. So it's very good.
That's always good.
Yeah.
What about? Yeah.
No, I was in Portadown. I was the enemy. Yeah, so
understand.
Yeah, but it was the same scenario, 1st to 3rd year, which was very good.
Yeah, it is. So, what about the studio? What do you think about it?
Excellent, absolutely brilliant. Very, very lucky pupils to have this. So really good.
So. You like the idea of 1st to 3rd year. Why do you think this is a good idea?
Well, I just think for the kids coming in when they're only 10 or just 11, maybe just 11 when they start, they're still quite immature. So, and they do quite a lot of growing up in those first 3 years. So I think it just makes them feel a bit more at ease.
Yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a full night. Thank you for watching. Good night.
Good night.